Girls, children of all ages, your eyes and ears do not again deceive you. Yes, I know it is a Friday night, but you're joining us back here again in MRC X tonight in the Styrian Hills of Austria, and the weather looks like it's holding out quite nicely for us. Joining me quickly as we just get ready for the one-shot qualifying is the Fernando Alonso to my left, Stroll at Aston Martin in Tier 2. It is Kiza Soze. Steve, good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. You doing well?
I am not bad. I am not too bad. So, we have, as you say, a one-shot qualifying tonight, followed by a 100% race of 71 laps round the Red Bull Ring. Favourite track of yours? Do you like it? Hate it?
Not a favourite. It's not a hatred track. I quite enjoy it, but it's just not one of my favourites. It's a bit. I find it a little bit dull, but it's one of those tracks where it's all about the exit of the corner, isn't it? Really, and getting that speed down the main straights.
There is a lot of traction zones here, which is a bit of a problem as we go. It's stuck me on with Ben, and he's was trying to do a Valtteri Bottas impression.
I was literally just going to say that. I was just clipping on board myself and saw a moment of him just driving out the gravel there. So not a great opening start.
And there, but it's going to be a tight one tonight. I think it's going to be an interesting race as the times fly through. I think we've had a couple of invalidators.
I mean, Bobo straight away. I mean, that's a big banker, that one.
It is, and especially because with X now we've run with the realistic performance on these cars, so not like in the tier races where it's all equal, do we?
No, exactly. I do forget that it's all realistic now.
But
yeah,
we'll have
pretty good lap.
We'll have a quick look through the grid. It is Bobo on pole with Triz in second place, and you have Kid Dynamite and Smith third and fourth. So it's Alpine Red Bull with Airways in P5, Armour P6, G-Star P7 in the Cash App, Wookie P8 in McLaren, Colin in the other Cash App is P9, Lorpe P10, Single Track P11, Sam Feo P12, Ben in P13, and you have Car and Xavier in 14th and 15th, rounding off the grid.
It's time to spare.
I'm getting better at this every week, aren't I? That's so. Oh,
that's not what you want to see now as a driver.
Has someone been singing on their qualifying lap?
I'm just gonna have a quick check in the general chat. I can imagine this is going to draw some comments.
I could probably hear a few expletives coming from the drivers now.
Yeah, that's well, it's going to I hope people have got setups in place and ready.
It depends, though. It depends if the rain is going to go pretty much through the Grand Prix. Is it going to be completely wet all the way through? Are we going to have some dry patches here? Because it doesn't. I rarely remember seeing many wet races here, or even wet sessions. I mean, there's been one wet qualifying I remember from '98, and then there was the wet sprint race from 23, 24, I believe.
Oh, you have better memory than me. I seem to recall them happening quite a lot at this track in MRC.
Yes, I think either we sing before each race, or or we get sing for each race, or we're just getting people, or we're just really unlucky. Unfortunately, we've got the wet weather curse.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit up. There's been quite a few races obviously this season so far, and there has been, I'd say, at least raining 3 out of 5 races every week.
Yeah, I think we've had a few wet. Have we had a wet race tier 2 this year? Did we?
I'm not full all the way through, but I think there's been rain at the beginning or the end. I'm sure it's happened in near enough every one up until I think this week.
Yeah, I think, as I say, we had where were we again on Monday? I completely forgot now. It's been that long ago. Ah, yes, Brazil. I remember that. Went down to 35% race, and unfortunately I messed up with the strategy.
Yeah, it was a bit of an odd night. I didn't do too well there myself this week.
No,
But,
we'll bounce back.
Yep, write it off, move on.
But been a busy week F1 this week, hasn't it? Especially with the. Did you manage to catch any of the 75th launch events the other day?
Yeah, I did indeed. I'm going to keep my comments fairly politically correct, I think, but I thought it should have been a bit more about the cars. And not so much about the music and the faff in the background. I found that a bit.
They always seem to drag those sort of things on. I've had a quick look in the chat. Apparently, we've got our own little weather reporter on the grid at the moment. Bobo, he's saying, "Would you want some weather information on it? If you've got some, Bobo, enlighten us, please. I'd like to know."
Go ahead. I'm intrigued to know if this is going to be a mixed race, because that really spices things up, especially in a full length.
It does, and I'm going to sound a little biased here. Whenever it was always a wet dry race in real life F1, I always look forward to those. I wonder if that gives away who one of my favourite drivers used to be. Good old JB Jensen. But it's raining 3/8 of the race, I believe that says.
Okay.
So that's interesting. But I noticed, Bobo, you've been quite canny there. You've not said where. You've not said the points of the race, which is clever, which is quite cunning of you. I'll give you that. That's no. This season's going to this 25 season. I think is going to be an interesting one. I think there's going to be quite a few variables with this one now.
I agree with you on that. I think it's going to be one of these ones where going to be multiple different winners. It's going to be probably the closest towards the end of the season. It's probably going to be the closest on points we've seen for some time. Probably the most exciting for some time, I would imagine.
I wouldn't be surprised, but it's having the stable regulations we've had since 22. It gives everybody the chance to catch up.
Yeah.
With it, so it always varies. At the start rain and after 20% dry. Interesting.
Not too bad. Very
interesting. So we are gonna get some dry running at least with everyone tonight. But this is going to make things quite interesting now, because when you switch over? When's the swap over point? And as well, it throws the rule out of using both types of tyres out the window, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Frees up the strategies now completely for the remainder.
With it being a wet race. So as I'm going to have a quick check on tyres, and to neither of our surprises, they're on the intermediate tyres.
Strange.
I was going to say, if Ant was in this race, he'd be right at home. We love you really, Ant. Don't worry. It's gonna be tough, especially at some of these traction zones in this weather, because you just get a bit too heavy-handed on the throttle. You're gonna be backwards.
I'm just sitting on board with Bobo just to see what the track looks like in a bit more detail. But it looks quite wet.
It does. Let's get rid of everything quickly. Just have a quick look at the track.
It's a bit borderline between wet and intermediate.
There's not
still coming down.
Yeah, there's not many puddles, I won't lie.
I'm not sure if that's going to stay that way.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it depends as well, especially as I say, who's going to what fuel people are going to run in the cars tonight. Are people expecting safety cars, do you reckon? Or would you go safe and over-fuel just to not have the worry, and you can just go pretty much flat out for most of the race?
Yeah, I'd probably go for the second option. I think this is quite a safe track, and I think if people do go off 9 times out of 10, they'll probably just take themselves out, and it shouldn't really cause too much of an issue, or not do too much damage in the first place.
Oh yeah, there's quite a fair few runoffs on here, but it is a quite power track because it's some good undulation down here. But
absolutely,
as I will get rid of everything quickly. An interesting little camera angle tonight. I wish we were a little bit further up the straight into turn 1, but beggars can't be choosers. As we go to the 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and the race is off. Very skittish on there. I'll just get all the information back. Dynamite looking like he's trying to go around the outside of Triz. off the start. He's managed to go wheel to wheel as they all fan out coming up towards turn 2. I know it says turn 3 on the track map. I'm not going to call it turn 2, turn 3. That little kink in the middle of the straight is not a corner. I'm sorry. That's my argument.
I agree. It's very similar to the straight down at Imola.
Yeah, it is.
When they tell you turn 1 isn't, it's like, no, that's not a turn 1. That's
oh yeah, I can see as Triz has gone a little bit wide there. I think it's going to try and invite Dynamite to have another look. I think he's going to try and swoop around the outside. It's an Alpine 1-2 with the Red Bulls in hot pursuit. Bobo is literally just cleared. He's gone. He's checked out and gone to Switzerland at the minute. He's off in another postcode.
I mean, 2 seconds in the opening lap is crazy.
Oh yeah, especially if we had the DRS, he would be pretty much out of the way. As Smitty's having a look at his teammates at the moment. Biggest winner on the start, seriously, in the McLaren of Lorpe up the 3 places. Unfortunately, the biggest loser is the driver who's nicked one of our Aston Martins tonight. It's Armar Red, down 4 spots. He's got the talent, he's got the patience, he can recover it. It's a long race to go, 69 laps left. Nice.
Yeah, I think he'll be alright. He'll probably just wait it out. Like I say, it's a long run yet, but don't win it all on the first few laps.
Yeah, he's one of the more patient guys in Tier 2 is Armar Red. He's always one of the ones you think, right, he's not going to do something silly. He'll put a wheel, he'll try and psych you out for an overtake, but he won't do it aggressively.
No, absolutely.
At all. As we go back up to, let's have a quick spy on Airways and G-Star a little bit, because the Ferrari's trying to clamber over the Visa, Cash App, Spotify, PayPal, Red Bull. I'm gonna keep doing this joke every week. It gets I just tack more names on it. It gets better every time.
Well, exactly, and that's what they'll do throughout the rest of this season anyway. The upcoming season, that car's name is going to change at least 2 more times.
Oh, I'm not going to dispute it. But I won't lie. From watching the launch event, they probably had the best looking car of the night.
Oh yeah, no, I did like that livery. That was a nice one. They did it on the main Red Bull, didn't they? A couple of years back.
Yes, the Honda livery, which was quite nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was nice.
And that one,
I'm not a Red Bull fan, as you well know, but that was a good looking car.
Oh, I love the new one. Dynamite's starting to catch up a little bit more with his teammate. On there, interval less than a second. Triz is in a little bit of no man's land at the moment. Smith, his teammate. Sorry, I was going to say Smith, his teammate, is going to have some very, very big company on his back in a lap or 2.
I've been sitting down the back end of the field, and Saviour and Ben and Armar have all been having a bit of a moment. Armar's had a bit unfortunate recently, last few corners, but him and Saviour and Ben really going at it. Ben made up 3 places so far, and Saviour on 4.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Get Wookiees just at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I think he looked a bit sideways, a little bit out there. I think he's lost a fair few places. He's dropped behind Colin, Ben, and Wookie. But the saving thing is with Armar as well. If he can keep on the back of Saviour and Ben, he's got a good chance to side his way back up to the field.
Yeah.
This one, as we'll head up quickly to the Alpine battle, as I think Kid is looking like he's going to have a look at his teammate. Thinks better of it into turn 2. That's just settling into the rhythm at the moment, as we have a look at Ben.
I think Ben's just making a move on.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at. Yeah, just having gone down to them now. They're both wheel to wheel, heading down towards turn 3. Ben gets on the brakes. I think Wookiees
just about gets it stopped.
Is there any damage on the McLaren? It looked like he took a bit of took a bit of hefty hit.
It was actually from on board. It didn't look there was any contact, but he did manage to get it stopped by the looks of it.
Kudos to him. It's very tough to stop, as I say, in these conditions. It's not the easiest in the world. That Lorpe's McLaren is looking very squirrely, like his teammate.
Yeah,
and he's going to be under attack. He's going to be under attack from that cash app of Colin. And that one getting up the. We're nearly at the double digits for watches again tonight. Come on, guys. We know it's Friday. Come on. The weekend's here. Your homework or coursework or work is done. Sit back and have some fun and watch us.
David just tried to make a move around Colin in turn 1, but
just going to Ben quickly. He's looking at the Cash App, who's let's say he's had a bit of a larger body. He's up. Ben's up with Airways and G-Star already.
Yeah, he's flying.
It looks like he's just got so much more confidence on the brakes.
I was on board with him for a couple of corners, and it's a little bit rally style where he's driving in the wet. It's controlled, but it looks to be a consistent slide around the corners.
It's predictable, isn't it? He looks like he's got the car set up. He just goes, right, I know where I want to point it. It goes there.
Yeah.
He's got so much more confidence. He's nearly just out traction G-Star off the corner.
Yeah, he's having to take it really easy through there as well. Again,
it looks like he's trying to push the Cash App around these corners.
I mean, that was incredibly controlled driving by Ben then, because as I say, he had to really ease off a few times then, not to really hit the back of G-Star.
Oh, definitely, but like I say, yeah, gone off the normal line. I think it's probably the line of least resistance to the wet. He's going to try and hang it out around the outside, but G-Star just keeps the inside,
coming back,
holds it nice, and I think Airways is going to think, right, if you two are going to have a little fight here, I'm going to stick my nose in this and make it a bit more entertaining.
Well, their battery levels I'm just looking at now is quite interesting for this early on in the race, but
you'd expect them not to be running as much on the battery in this wet weather, because I think you get more traction if you keep the battery like in medium or none around a lot of these corners. It gives you a bit more leeway. But Ben up to 5th now, and how far is he off the leader? Just over 6.5 seconds.
8 places in 6
laps. That's frightening.
He's putting a nice fastest lap.
Yep, I think. We've got to watch though when that lap time starts getting closer to the 110s. I think maybe the crossover pointers are going to look there as Airways and G-Star wheel to wheel up the hill towards turn 2. Last of the late breakers. They keep it clean. Very well driven from both of them there.
Yeah, he's got a great bit of turning.
Yeah, he just out-dragged the Cash App down the straight. I wonder if that's the actual performance of the Ferrari over the Visa Cash App coming into play there a little bit, because with realistic performance, especially with every car's on different downforce levels, so like that. So that may be a contributing factor to it, but. G-Star still holding himself well in P7 at the moment. He's not dropped all the way back off Airways yet, so he's still in the hunt.
Yeah, I think he's been hunted at the moment as well, though. I think Saviour's been on a push just like Ben. He's not been quite as many positions yet, but he's made up 6, and he's looking like he's going to have Lorpy and G-Star fairly soon, I think.
But we know how good a season Saviour's having in Tier 1.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. He's currently 2nd, isn't he, in the championship at the moment?
He's in the top 3, definitely. He's been keeping Ben and even Ujoni as well a good run for his money. And speaking of Ben, as you just say that, he goes up the inside of 1 Red Bull. Now off to go hunt down the 2nd. And that one as will drop down to Saviour quickly.
Sorry, I'm on board with Saviour. It looks like he was in a position there where he could have held Lorpy off using G-Star, but it looks like he opted to hang it out there.
I'll just flick on as I say, showing nothing there, but G-Star again. Saviour again. He's again another patient driver with this one. You don't win as many titles as he has and not do something completely be so patient as I think Smith's had a bit of a moment. He's getting caught.
Really
he's getting swamped here. He's been passed by the Ferrari.
Avoiding manoeuvre to get around him, then sort of fairly.
Yeah, he's been swamped. And Smith's he's going to be passed by Colin now going into turn 1. And that one he's lost position. McLaren, the Haas, I think. And the Cash App's not the best couple of laps, but keep it going, Smith. More points, should be more points on the way for you. Sorry, you going to say?
I was just to say one thing we haven't really mentioned yet, I haven't seen as yet, but I'm seeing a lot of potential. Oh, there we go, as I say, penalties, track limits. This is obviously a notorious track for track limits, and when you're pushing like some of these top guys are at the moment,
it is
to start racking them up.
Two things I have noticed. One, Ben is all over the back of Triz at the moment, and I'm enjoying this very nice camera shot we've got from the front wing of the Haas. But second, have you noticed something?
Yeah, the dry line.
It stopped raining.
Distinct lack of rain.
Yeah, it stopped raining, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it does look very dry. I mean, it is that point where you're like, yeah, are we pitting now? Ooh. I think G-Star tried to dummy Saviour into the pits then and didn't fall for it.
Yeah, I'm just having a look quickly with Ben on Triz, but I think we'll have a look. Go quick first to the Alpine battle, because I think Dynamite is done looking at the back of his teammate's car and thinking, right, I want to lead for a lap or two, as Ben sticks it up the inside of the Red Bull, gets it stopped under the brakes and gets into the P3. So now, Alpine boys, be afraid. Be very afraid.
It's going to be what they do with the pit stop now, isn't it? That's going to make or break the next few laps.
It is. It is, especially. Oh, Ben looking very squirrely. I don't think it's dry. I don't think it's dry enough for the slicks yet. Here, but he's.
I think Ben's overdriving. I think to see where the grip is. I think he's pondering whether to. I don't know. That's what he looks like on board. You can hear the throttle motions. It sounds. A bit
you think he's dipping his toe in the water, is thinking.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Can I go in for slicks yet, or do I wait a lap or two? Well, what do you normally look for with the crossover? Do you look for the lap time, or do you look for the?
I do try and look at the lap time, but sometimes it's not as consistent to monitor it, because obviously you're finding your feet every lap. But yeah, it's generally the dry line, and then all of a sudden I notice that the grip level just feels different, and then it's like, right, now it's definitely time to get in and put the slicks on. You
know what I look for?
Go for it.
The giant sign at the top of the HUD that says DRS is now enabled. That's normally my giveaway.
Yeah, I'm not that patient.
As Lorpy's had a bit of a coming together with G-Star, I think he's lost position to Colin. What were you going to say?
Sorry, I'm still on board with Ben, and he literally is just Colin McRae at round turn 5 or 6. Brilliant save.
I think Ben is living to the motto of, if in doubt, go flat out at the moment. But I think Triz is gonna have he's gonna have a nice little Ferrari-shaped surprise in his mirrors for a few laps. I think as Airways is closing up right on the back of him now. Ben again, another fastest lap. It's not dipped down far enough yet, I don't think, for the dries. As we go to Colin, looking at Lorpy. Just thinking, if my teammate can do it, I think I can too. But he doesn't want to be too much trouble, because I think he'll have the Red Bull up for company. As I think we've had a change of lead.
Yeah, Bobo and Kid just had a little bit of nice little bit of a moment into turn 1, and then again coming out of turn 1.
I wonder if they'll start working together a little bit now, and seeing that Ben's in 3rd place.
I think so, wouldn't you? I mean, they've got a decent gap at the moment. Obviously, Ben has, made up an incredible amount of time.
You can see him in the background already, looking at the camera shots. You can just see that Haas just lurking.
Yeah,
you just think, it's like Jaws, isn't it? With just with the fin coming up above the water.
Yeah. Oh, kids, kids taking it a little bit sideways coming out in the last turn there as well. That was nice.
Kids responded with the fastest lap. 13.8. They're getting closer to the 110s.
Yeah.
G-Star's pitting. He's coming in.
I was going to say, it looks so dry, but obviously not in the car to figure it out. 113 now.
Yeah, let's see what tyres he goes on to.
So,
goes for the hard tyres.
Hard, sorry.
Interesting. Risky. Because the track's still cold, they're not gonna fire up that fast.
No, but then he's going to be able to go for everyone then. You've got a good setup. I did a good run on those last night in the practice session, and I got a good feel out of it. Get some fairly good lap times out, even on heavy fuel. And once they do get warm, they give you a fair amount of grip of what you need for this track anyway.
They bed in more, do they?
Yeah. I found it quite a good run, to be honest. Did about 17, 18 laps, I think, and yeah, it felt really good.
Now the thing is for G-Star now, he's in clean air. He's in open. He's got a lot of open track ahead of him. He can put in his own laps on there now, just to see what everyone else is doing. Because I think if everyone keeps, everyone's going to keep an eye on him now, and if he starts setting fastest laps, people are going to start to think, okay, we need to get in and get off these tyres. We've got a couple of people following him in. Ferrari and Aston come into the pits. I honestly think it is maybe coming to the crossover point now. That track is looking very.
Yeah, G-Star struggled then out of the last turn in onto the straight.
I think maybe he went a lap too early. But looking at the track now from the front of the Alpine, it's not looking that wet anymore.
No.
I think it may be time soon.
Let's see what G-Star's first sector is. So yeah, even on the hards, and again, I know it's drying out, but he's about 6 tenths up at the moment.
Ben and Triz and Saviour. I think there's been a little bit of contact. I think I saw a bit of a piece of car come off. Yeah, but I think Saviour's heading to the... Yeah, he's heading to the pit lane. Airways is following him in. Not as many have come in yet. Collins following in.
1:12.6 on the inches, so we've got the pace. But then G-Star's 3.5 tenths up at the moment.
Yeah, let's see what time he does. As I'm going to check quickly. Mediums for the Ferrari, softs for the Aston Martin. That's interesting. Ah, we've just seen the message. DRS is now enabled.
There we go.
So that is the point for everyone now, saying you're on the right. Get on the right tyres. Get on the dries.
Yeah.
Saviour has done that.
Ended up 1.5 faster than his last best lap, so
he's going to be just clearing the Red Bull as he leaves the pit lane. As the Red Bull leaves the pit lane, but G-Star's tyres are going to be warmed up for a few laps, so he's going to have the heat in them. On there, so now, what is...
Front one is doing, right, kids in.
The both are in.
Followed, Ben's followed.
This is not good for Bobo, though. He's going to have to wait. They've not gapped enough. The Alpines, they're going to have to double stack. Bobo's going to lose an absolute load of time here. Well, Ben is just going to go...
They're all coming in.
Ben's just going to go, right, I've got a free pit stop. He's going to jump one of these Alpines. He has. Alpine messed up there a little bit. They should have spaced out a little bit more if they were going to do that.
They may not have driver comms on or anything like that, so, yeah, unfortunate.
That's true. A lot of them have gone for the medium tyres. Airways has gone aggressive. He's going on the softs. Lorpe... Again on the hard, you can see the fastest laps now are just flying in on these dry tyres.
Yeah.
This is
1:11.3. I mean, that's
this is it now.
Seconds off, isn't it?
This is it now. As we're gonna, but Ben and Kid, the battle is rejoined again with these two. Bobo has lost the time. He's lost about 5 seconds in that pit stop.
Just got his first penalty.
There's going to be a fair few more tonight, I think, by the rest of it, I feel.
Yeah.
But Yeah,
that considered having a podium tonight if you just keep your nose clean. That's
yeah, you could. But it's especially now. The problem is maybe one of the Alpines should have gone a lap before. I think now because that's really just happened. But what was Ben doing with the DRS then? Did you see that? He was he literally popped it open, closed it, open, closed it, open, closed it. Then that start finish straight a little bit. Is he going for the lead? He's got it.
Got it done.
But
no, I was on board with somebody towards the back of the field then, so I missed that. But
Kids,
maybe he had a bit of a problem with his button.
Maybe, but Kid's going to be... He's going to have the DRS going back down towards turn 3. But I think Ben's got enough of a gap now. It's a gap, but Kid's going to be patient enough. I think he's going to try and follow the Haas for a few laps just to see what he can do. There, Bobo a little bit on his own. Saviour's not away from this group at the moment. He's got that. He's made the pit stop, like I say, but he's got Airways and Triz, the Ferrari and the Red Bull, both on his back, and I think Airways is may have an advantage with the softer tyres. He's going to try and get ahead of him and try and chase after that front 3.
Yeah. And go for it. I think I'm just again near the back. I'm sat on board with single track, just waiting for him to make his move on Smith.
Let's go down quickly to him.
And a bit actually just made a lot of time off on single track there.
But Martin is going to be. He's got the Mercedes Leicestershire Minister of Defence right behind him at the minute. As the positions have swapped again.
Oh, was his next person for a penalty?
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
I'm not quite sure. Getting single track did just have a moment, but it was just a wheel to wheel light tap. No,
but this is again one of the reasons why I like this track. You can actually race here. You can actually overtake here. You can go wheel to wheel here. Yeah. Can't you?
Yeah, it's nice for that. And obviously three DRS zones this one's got as well. So
oh, Ben squirreling out of turn 1, sorry.
That's alright. He's sat behind all of them with Triz at the moment. Yep. 3 seconds.
He's looking very racy as Triz tonight. Right on the back of Airways. Airways is right on the back of Saviour. Is it going to go 3 wide? Turn 2. Fair play to all 3 of you. Well held to keep that stopped.
That's just a massive benefit to Saviour there, that was.
Yeah, it's giving him but you get that corner wrong and it can bite.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we've
so much time down the straight.
Yeah, you can have a massive accident there as well, as we've seen a fair few times in F1 and in the bikes actually as well, because the MotoGP do race here.
Yeah.
On occasion, I remember Rossi a few years ago. I've never seen him actually that scared in a bike race when he nearly got hit.
Oh yeah, when it came up and over, was it turn 1 or was it turn 3? But it came up over across the corner and it missed him by what, under an inch. It looked like on the slow motion. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was it. It was up the hill here where Dynamite and Ben are at the minute.
Right.
I think he got split between one of the 2 bikes, and I remember seeing him in the pit garage afterwards with the red flag, and he looked so scared.
Well, if that would have been, you know, like I say, literally a couple of inches in the other direction, or it was slightly mistimed, that, you know, that would have ended his career before he retired for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. As we go to Airways, he's managed to get the run on Saviour and pass him, but Saviour's gonna think now. He saw the red wall in that Ferrari, the red sidewall tyres in that Ferrari, and thinking, I just have to stay with him and just make sure I'm with him when his tyres drop off. At the moment, as Bobo,
Triz is gonna have a go at Saviour again. I think probably down the start, finish straight.
Yeah, Triz isn't pulling he's not pulling his punches tonight, is he?
No, got a double DRS situation. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for him actually. Saviour's got the benefit with airways and take advantage there.
He's not pulling his punches with some big company tonight, is Triz. He can hold his head high. Saviour and Airways again, top of the hill.
He's going to benefit this time.
Colin might get into this fight as well. Possibly three wide. Oh, Triz played that cleverly. He boxed Airways in behind Saviour, which is nicely taken. In Triz going to try and get around the outside there. No, thinks better of it.
Yeah, I'm set on board with Colin since you said what can come in.
Triz, 3 seconds.
He's just reeling these three in like nobody's business now, just waiting for one of them to overcook it on the brakes or something, just to make a move. Probably get past two of them at the same time.
Oh, he could. As the leader swapped again for probably not the last time tonight, I don't think. But this is the problem now for everyone else behind. If these two are just DRSing off each other,
yeah, and they've got a crazy
no one else can catch this. Colin around the outside of the Red Bull. Can't make it work. This is helping Saviour to get away a little bit, but it's not gonna. And there, Triz thinking about it. Colin holds position as well. This four is looking quite feisty, quite punchy at the moment.
Yeah, they're all going for it. Good to see. It's all clean.
It is. Well, as you say, these are some of the top guys we have, so you'd expect a lot nice clean race from them.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, Colin 3 seconds as well.
The same corner they were dishing them out in the real life Formula 1.
I think we've had a car off. Middle of the lap, yellow flag, I think. You can see from the track map.
Yeah, G-Star unfortunately has just come back on, coming into that turn 9.
Unfortunate for him.
Moment out of 8. Has he got any damage? I can't see at the moment.
There's Ben and Dynamite swap positions again. Well, let's go back to Armour Red quickly and have a look at his little battle with Lorpy. Managed to get through on the McLaren up to P8. Just have to go back to this fight again with Triz down to Colin and Airways. It's silly because we've got the group, we've got the front two, we've got Bobo in third, this lot, Armour and Lorpy, and then we've got another group on top of that. It's one reason why I like this track. You can just have some really good close pack racing.
Yeah, it's fun when it happens like that. Found that, mind you though, I found the same at Brazil. There was a lot of little packs of us in Brazil that were sort of having our own little mini races between each other. It was really good.
I keep seeing anytime I'm going on Kid and Ben, I don't know whether the one who's letting who through at the top of the hill. Triz managed to get ahead of the Haas now. But is Saviour going to have a look at him into turn 3? Thinks better of it. Same with Colin, same with Airways. Fantastic onboard shot here from the Ferrari. Look nicely at the cash up ahead of him. And the Red Bull and the Haas as well, knocking 7 bells out of each other at the minute. We're not even half at distance yet.
Oh. So that actually ease off a little bit there into 8, just to make sure he seems to carry so much speed around there.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what the wings are all running tonight. We'll have... Oh, another penalty for Smith. Let's have a quick look at the penalties anyway at the moment. 3 across the board for Triz, Saviour and Colin. G-Star with 3, Wookie with 9, and Smith with 6 is the penalties at the moment. As Saviour again thinks about having a move on the Red Bull. Darting left and right, trying to box him in. Saviour tries to go around the outside again, but Triz fights him off. Bit of wheel banging as they go through into turn 4.
Got him now, surely.
Saviour's ahead, but Triz managed to hold it round the outside. Fantastically done.
Yeah, Saviour just had to ease off a tiny bit there just to make sure he didn't have a moment. But
I think Saviour's going to have a look into the last penultimate corner already. Fantastic driving from both of them.
Yeah.
With that not ending up in a massive smash.
Something's happened somewhere. What have we got?
Yeah, Wookie, I think, parked in the pit lane. Everybody's done a stop at the moment. Obviously, for the switch to from the dries to the intermediate tyres, but
Sophie's just made the move on Triz.
They don't have to stop again now. Well, they probably will have to get another set of tyres on to go to the end, but they don't actually have to do the mandatory pit stop now. They can run whatever they like. As Colin up the inside of the sister Red Bull car.
Airways is still sat there behind, just waiting.
Yeah, Airways is biding his time.
11 laps he's done now on those softs though, so I know it's a full-length race, so what would you reckon, 15, 16 laps?
Possibility, I think maybe 20 at a push. The person I'm thinking is probably going to have the most bother at the moment is Airways of this group, because again, he's on the softer tyres. They're not going to be feeling as good as those mediums ahead of him.
He's not really putting much of a gap between them either at the moment. I think those two are...
Triz up the inside of Colin, but I think the way Triz made the move, I think it's going to hold Colin back and leave him susceptible to the Ferrari.
Yeah, I think I was on board with the Airway when he gets the turn in initially and gains a lot of time, but then traction coming back out of the corner, he's losing that advantage again straight away.
I think that's the tyre wear coming into play.
Yeah.
I think those softs are not going to be feeling great. The mediums won't be fantastic, but the softs are not going to be ideal at the moment. As we jump on with the leaders quickly for overtake number, I lost count about 20 minutes ago.
We just call it swapsies now.
Yeah, this is they're trading the lead more than I've traded Yu-Gi-Oh cards at this rate. And I've traded a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
There we go.
It's like they're playing past the parcel with first place. Ben, 3 seconds!
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Dynamite's going to see that and think, okay, I've got a little bit more leeway to play with now.
Just slightly more relaxed arms and hands on the wheel.
Yeah, Saviour another 3 seconds. This is unlike him. He's normally quite clean on the penalties.
It is one of the probably one of the worst tracks on the game, though, isn't it? For
track limit violations,
yeah. Because I was on it in practice again last night. There were certain times where I definitely went over lines and didn't get a pen, and then sort of did a very similar one the next lap. Didn't look as severe, but then I was getting track limits for it.
The worst one, I think, is the last corner for her, because if you go off there, you've wrecked 2 laps.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because it validates the next one as well.
A little bit of argy-bargy through turn 1. This one, as Saviour goes to the inside of the Red Bull, but I think the Cash App is going to have a look at him as well.
Oh, another little wheel bang there.
No one's pulling punches tonight, which is good.
No.
It's all been very nice and clean.
Does look like Saviour's a bit more squirrely on the back end now, though.
Saviour always seems to... I've borrowed one of his setups before. It's a very knife edge sort of car he likes to run. As Ben is pitting.
Right, okay.
Ben is pitting. Dynamite's going to see this and just go, right, let's push on now.
Time to shine.
Where is Ben coming out? Let's have a look at those tyres. Oh, he's gone to the softs. Interesting.
I wouldn't have thought that.
No, especially with it being a wet race to start with. He doesn't have to run both types of tyre. One types of tyre, he can go pretty much free. But this is the key thing, though. He's got out ahead of his teammate, which he's got the free he's got the free space now. He can push on those softs, and I'm wondering if Kid's going to try and make cover in this lap.
14 laps on those tyres now. I mean, you got to think those mediums got a good 5-10 laps more before you'd have to be actually forced in.
I didn't see on Ben's pit stop as well. I wonder if he's got wing damage or not. I wonder if there was any damage on that Haas.
Can't see any on the front. I'm not sure obviously about the rear, but it looks alright.
Saviour, another 3 seconds. Well, I saw him. I think I saw where he got that penalty from. I think he was trying to drive across the board to Switzerland by the looks of it. But Ben has the freshest tyres at the penalty. He's got the freshest tyres at the top 3 now. Let's go to the penalties quickly. Oh, 9 seconds for Saviour. That's gonna hurt him at the end of the race.
Now, I'm thinking now maybe Ben's gone for this stop, thinking if he can just do maybe a real couple of laps flat out to pull the gap that he had back, and then maybe get almost like a free pit stop.
You think it's an all guns blazing, balls to the wall stint for him?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. That's what it says select times and whatever, but it just seems an odd move. So maybe he's going to close it all down, and then. If it's Ben,
I wouldn't put it past him. But I wonder, though, if Ben catches up to Bobo, is Bobo going to think, right, I'm going to try and play the team game a little bit and make that Alpine as wide as humanly possible to try and stop Ben passing him?
Well, yeah, he could do a Perez, couldn't he? That'd be pretty good, pretty impressive.
Yeah, it'd be nice for a Kid. Try and get him up position as Colin retakes Saviour.
And obviously Ben's on far superior tyres, like you said, but I mean he's pulling just over a second a lap at the moment out of the gap ahead.
Let's have a look at the lead. I think he's less than a pit stop away from Kid now. Because the pit lane here is about 17-18 seconds, would you give it?
Yeah, roughly. It's one of the shorter ones, isn't it?
It is, because it's pretty much the end of the lap and it goes all the way down the start finish straight and clips turn 1 out. But
yeah, this time is dropping off. I mean, it's going to, but coming off real quick.
It's dropping like a fly. But Ben doesn't want to really. He doesn't want to cane those tyres too early. He's got this pace advantage on them at the moment, but he doesn't want to go hell for leather so fast that he wears them out and he's going to fall back into the clutches of Colin and his teammate. Speaking of which, we will go to that now as we get another.
Nice challenge. It's literally just as Saviour and Colin were going at it.
Yeah, with Triz and again looking to get into this fight again. He's just thinking, you remember me, boys? I'm the one that's driving the local car around here. Don't forget about me.
Although they're on quite used tyres, Triz's are 1 lap fresher than the 2 ahead of him, so he has still got a slight
that could be interesting. Ben's on the same straight now as pretty much as Bobo, so he can't be that far away now.
He's got 3.7 at the moment.
I think Saviour's coming into the lane. He is.
Ooh.
And Airways 2. Fair play to Airways. He's kept those tyres pretty much. He's took them the same probably amount of time as Saviour has. Yeah, they've both done 19 laps on their respective tyres.
Yeah.
Saviour's gone to the softs.
Again, strange choice in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do they know something we don't about maybe a change of weather again, or
possibly, but
it's looking all right.
It's the weather's looking fantastic. If I was in this position, I would be running mediums pretty much to the end.
Yeah.
I'd go medium pretty much at this rate, because there's no need to risk it on the softs.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. Well, let's see what happens. Maybe
there's a lot of things
over those mountains, and it'll all change. You never know.
A lot of this is still to goes in as Ben's just still catching the Alpine as Colin
under 2.5 seconds now. It's incredible.
Colin goes to the pit lane. I wonder what tyres he will go on to. Let's have a quick check on the cash app. He goes to. I think he's gone to softs too.
Yeah,
he has.
Well, there's got to be something else going on in this race, then.
Yeah, we're missing it. I think we're missing a trick here. Somewhere.
Because this is almost like there's an intent to do a short stint and not commit to another set of mediums, or certainly not a set of hards. I mean, nearly halfway point now, pretty much.
Yeah, lap 36, but well, I mean, as I say, we had one-shot qualifying, so I think everyone's just trying to burn through their other 3 sets of soft tyres.
Under 2 seconds straight away for Ben now. It'll be under a second and a half after the next turn, I would imagine. Let's see him be on the back end of Bobo.
Let's go quickly to Ben and have a look. You can see him. He could read the BWT on the back of that rear wing. Couldn't he?
Yeah, it's not going to be long now, is it, before it's done?
He's going to be all over the back of that Alpine. I wonder if this middle lot of Triz, Lorpy, Armour, I think they're going to try and eke out a little bit longer for another stop.
And certainly you'd think Lorpy's definitely giving a chance. But again, full length race, it changes your tyre wear and stuff to what we're generally used to with the twisted centres. But
it does, as I'm just on board with Carl and Martin. Martin tried the overtake, but Carl got him beautifully on the nice little switchback.
Oh, caution. Right, so I think Ben's probably just about going to line up Bobo now.
G-Star's had a spin at the top of the hill, but we'll go on to the second and third place men. As Bobo fending for his life, making that Alpine as wide as he humanly can. But I think it's a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Ben's through into second.
Bobo now really he's just got to try and stay as glued to him as he can, just to try and maintain that nice gap he's got to Triz at the moment.
Yeah, and trying to be a thorn in his side a little bit. Just make sure Ben doesn't get too comfortable. Speaking of the leader, he has come into the pits. Now let's see what
he goes.
He's got the hard tyres.
Right, okay. That confuses me even more.
I think he could look at he could probably look at get those to the end.
Yeah, but that just puzzles me now. Back to the soft runners. What sort of strategy they've got up their sleeve?
They must be trying to eke out a longer stint to go to the mediums, probably towards the end of the race. The kid's out in some nice clear air. He's not He's got 2.5 seconds to Triz behind him. So a bit of work to catch up with his teammate.
Tyres get nicely warmed up.
Yep, nice and toasty, but they should be a little bit nicer now that the cars are a lot lighter on the fuel. And again, that could come factor in later in the race, especially with the fuel burning off now. See who? Oh, Ben! Sorry, I had to trip over myself a minute there. Ben looked like he was trying to audition for the Fast and Furious with that drift. That was crazy. Well held. It's looking like it's settled down a little bit now.
Yeah, the next closest one's now really bit Saviour. Are going to be the next battle, I think, and single track. All bit. I wanted to have a little look into turn 1 a minute there and backed out the last minute.
Well, looking at the tyre situation now, Ben and Bobo are definitely going to have to pit again. Kid can make it to the end, I feel. And I think the only other car probably that look like it can make it to the end on the tyres that they're going onto, they can see him in the pit lane, is Smith. I think everyone else is going to have to pit before the end of the race again.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Ben is back in the pits again. He only did 9 laps on those soft tyres.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 laps. Which is weird, which is, again, peculiar. He's gone on to another set.
Well, it's got to be at what you were saying then. Just going on them because they're all fresh and going to be quick as. So maybe he knows that he's got the pace on them to keep himself up there. And then he'll back on a... Well, maybe put on a set of mediums, maybe not, who knows.
Ben's trying to do the Michael Schumacher strategy from France that one year. the four-stopper, do you remember?
I've got vague recollections of it. Schumacher did a lot of crazy stuff over his career.
He did. It's one of the reasons why we both like and hate the man. Well, I wasn't his biggest fan in the world, I won't lie.
Well, I was always up and down. I knew he was obviously incredibly talented, incredibly quick, but he was also incredibly ruthless to get what he wanted sometimes.
He did have a bit of an aggressive streak. I will not lie with that fact.
But it made interesting watching at the time. So.
Oh, it did. It did. I cannot deny that. As we have another pit stopper in the Aston Martin of Armour Red.
Automatically jump Saviour up. Saviour's on the soft strip though, so again he's on lap 7 on those now. What did Ben get? 10 laps on his, or was it lap 10 he came in?
Armour goes to the hards. He should make it to the end. Yes, Saviour's been on those for 7 laps now, so they're not going to be feeling fantastic. So 2 cars look like they're going to be able to go to the end quite comfortably now, which is Kid and Armour Red.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, G-Star's nearly on, well, probably on as many laps as they've got left, or just under.
Yeah, even though Ben has just stopped for the soft tyres, I can't see him making those current set of softs last to the end. I don't even think Checo Perez could probably do that.
That's a bit of an ask. You'd have to go around the track on a bit of a Sunday drive if that was going to work.
Oh yeah,
not going to work.
Your pace would plummet.
There you go, fastest lap for Ben though, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, the track map lights purple. Triz takes the mediums. A bit of a slow stop from the Red Bull boys. Probably trying to soak up the adulation from the home crowd. It's all settling in nicely at the moment. So we're going to go back to have a quick look at Saviour and Carl for a little bit, because I think they're looking like the closest fight on track at the moment. Followed by Colin having a look at the back of both Ferraris. So this group is closing in nicely on each other. They're going to be slowly winding up and trying to get into each other's grooves, trying to see what everyone can do, where everyone's weak, and see when they can make the move.
Bit sat in the middle there. It's one of the masters of consistency. I think he puts a lot of laps in when he's doing his practice sessions. Usually just high fuel and just stays out there forever. So
he does. And another skill I will tip the respect hat to Cole for is he's got a little bit of an annoying knack of knowing where to place his car to defend.
Oh yeah, like being a complete wall, you mean, in the not so polite way.
Yeah, he knows how to place a car just in that frustrating enough part where you get riled up a little bit, but you don't go completely insane. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an incredible skill to have. But yeah, I know what you mean exactly. I've been behind him a few times, and exactly that. He puts his car in very good places to make it very, very difficult.
He knows how to make it just wide enough just to go, right, I'm going to make this fun for you, and you're not going to get around me.
And again, pace-wise, I mean, he's on near enough 30 lap old hards there, and he's keeping pace with
He's keeping Saviour.
DRS.
He's keeping Saviour quite honest, as we've got another yellow flag. Is that...
G-Star, unfortunately. I'm just checking out. I don't know if he's got front wing damage.
Yeah, he has. Left side front end plate. Bit of damage.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not been his luckiest of nights tonight, but he's got the valuable information he'll need for Tier 1.
Yes, indeed.
And that one, so don't count him out completely just yet. On that one. Ah, perfect. Thank you for dropping that in at the beginning of the stream. So now Kid is starting to close back in on his teammate.
Long now.
Ben still a little bit out in the wilderness at the moment. Lorpy looking at another good solid under the radar run for him in 4th place still.
He's yet to pit, I think. No,
yeah.
Not yet to pit, but
he's not done his second stop
laps.
yet.
Yeah, maybe 30 laps on those cars now.
Carl is really hounding Saviour right now. Saviour is really not able to relax with that Mercedes right on his gearbox. I think
going to get the move done.
I think Carl's going to get a move. He's going to have a look. Wheel to wheel, keep it clean, boys.
That's it.
But is Carl going to be susceptible to the Ferrari now? As you go nicely on board with the front wing shot.
Yeah, good camera angle, that one.
It is. It's probably one of my favourites. Gives a nice little realistic view from the cars. Again, Airways is still there, still biding his time with this group. Colin won't be too far behind if they're not careful. Just got to the leaders.
He's going to bite the bullet, I think.
Yeah, he's taking them all quite away. 12 laps on those. Yeah, 12 laps on those softs as Kid wrestles the lead off Bobo, but I think that was pretty academic because I think Bobo still he's done 30 laps on those medium tyres, so they're going to be crying out in pain at the moment because Bobo's not changed tyres since the weather, I believe. I think he's been on those. Carl has managed to get through. Gets ahead of Saviour. Saviour's going to have the Ferrari to worry about now. Because Carl is pulling away.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got a bit of a gap already, really. Saviour's pulling in though, so I think he's pitting.
Yeah,
Taking the
30
inside
laps
line.
on those hard times.
Oh, bit of a glitch.
Oh, yeah, he's
Oh, blimey.
glitching all over the place.
Around.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just reappeared in the centre of the track and off it, and now he's back in the pits.
I think Saviour's having his bit of connection issues again.
You watch this bit. Watch this next bit. There you go. What's that?
That's gonna be.
I hope it fixes. I hope it comes back
I don't think. I
goes.
don't think it's. I don't think it's actually shown him. It didn't actually show him was pitting then for a minute. It still said he was on the soft tyres again. Then that was jumpy all over the place.
That was a bit of a crazy moment. It seems to be okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say I haven't seen that much jumping since, as I say, seen a kid on Red Bull. Or Lee Evans on Red Bull.
Only once I've seen a car jump from the pits to the track to the pits again. That's a bit nuts.
I think I had it in one race years ago when we were still. I think it was on 21 at France. We had a really bad connection that night, and I think one of the Williams was jumping all over the place.
It makes you nervous if you're anywhere in proximity.
Okay, so we've only got 4 cars left now without penalties before the end of this race. The leader, Lorpe, Armour, and Sanfeo.
Yeah, I said at the
No,
beginning
5 cars actually.
Be, difficult to have too many at the end. Like I say, somebody's going to really benefit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because the two Aston Martins, and the McLaren, and both Alpines, they're the only cars without penalties at the moment. But Bobo is doing his teammate a bit of a solid here. Bobo is managing to keep Ben behind him quite comfortably, actually.
Oh.
And with 33 laps and then medium tyres.
Said and done now, unless he comes back at him on the DRS.
I don't know. I think he's dropped back too much, but this is the thing, though. Ben, I don't know whether he's going to be able. I'm strongly in the suspicion he's not going to take those soft tyres to the end of the race.
No.
Without running a risk of a puncture. Kid is in a very good position at the moment. I don't think he's going to stop again.
No, you wouldn't have thought he's got to be perfectly honest.
Bobo, I think is
still.
Yeah, I think Bobo's heading to the pits now. I think he's getting. They're both pitting.
Yeah, and Ben. So that gives Kid now a bit of a time to shine again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a quick glance through this little pit stop race of the pit crews and see who gets out ahead. Bobo's done the sensible thing. He's done medium. Ben's out on mediums too. Lorpe's coming in off his hards to change onto mediums. They should see him through to the end. Carl's doing the same. He's going to be he'll be quick as lightning probably by the end of this race. Carl have a very nice car.
Yeah. He's obviously got the track down, got a good setup, and he's having a good one so far, really.
Yeah, he is. Lorpe's out in P7. And then, but I think that's, barring a mistake now, I think the race is Kid's to lose.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with that, really.
I mean, 20 laps to go. He's only done what? 13 laps on those tyres. I think they could do 31. 33, sorry, at a push. They won't feel fantastic at the end, but I think he's got enough of a gap now from Ben with Airways. Gonna get hounded by Kid's teammate Bobo, I think, for the next couple of laps. And this one,
Alright,
I think.
alright, Sam at the moment chasing down Lorpy. Lorpy's got the advantage, but Sam's keeping him in check.
Let's have a quick drop back to the Aston Martin and the McLaren. See what's going on with them.
Single track lurking behind the two of them as well.
We've dropped back down to five viewers. What is going on tonight, people? We know. Come on, it's Friday. Enjoy some racing entertainment. Press the like button, subscribe, ring the bell. I know it's cliche, but helps us keep you bringing this entertainment.
Absolutely.
There's Lorpy and the single track. Lorpy's just clean driven around the outside of the Ferrari. That was yeah.
Fresher tyres.
It's got to be the traction difference.
Straightforward manoeuvre there.
7 laps isn't a massive difference, but it's still enough.
Oh, single track did well then. A little bit on the rear end, and nearly went over those horrible track limits in the last turn.
Yeah, the no prisoner track limits as Bobo runs a little wide off turn 2 and gives a position to the Ferrari.
Sam's made it past Lorpy.
Let's drop down quickly to the. And we're going to have a little look as well, actually, with the Haas and the Ferrari. Saviour nearly go. I was wondering if he was going to get that slowed down in time then. Just clean driven around the outside of the Aston Martin. That is impressive from Saviour.
Yeah.
We will grant him that. As we come into the closing stages of this race now. 53 down, another 18 to go, I believe. My math serves me correctly.
No, that is in fact correct, yeah. Yep.
Even on the Friday night, still after a lot of work, I can still math well. That's a good sign, I think.
That's your Friday achievement.
As Bobo gets around the outside of Airways.
Yeah. Still got Lorpy, Saviour and our Sam still all keeping it close to each other, I think.
Yeah, let's go back to this. Wow, I've just had a look at all this gaggle of cars.
Oh,
Colin single track. Just it's like it's been like this from lap 1 with these guys. It's just been absolutely non-stop action. And look, and with this gaggle of cars, look who's sneaking up quietly on the back of him, just getting ready to drop an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It is Mr. Edens.
He's coming.
He's slowly making his way up there. So apart from that fight, the closest fight we have at the moment is the 3rd and 4th place battle.
Yeah, just about to change again, I think. Yep.
Yep, Bobo gets around the outside of him with the DRS. Kid's just looking absolutely serene tonight. He's played the strategy to perfection. I think the moment he won this race, the 2 moments he won this race is when Ben probably went for his double soft stint and him getting ahead of Bobo before the first pit stops to swap off the intermediates. I think is probably what cemented him to getting the win tonight. Yeah.
Davey's taking it wide out of 2 corners now as well, so he's possibly got to be really on his back foot now, worrying about another penalty.
He can't be too far off.
No.
We'll have a quick glance at them. Still the 3 for Ben and Airways, 6 for Triz, 9 for Saviour, 12 for Colin. And then Martin, Carl with 3 each, and Smith and G-Star 6 apiece as well. So, not been too shabby of a night. And that one as well get rid. I've just had a quick look at the number of stops and referencing what I said about Schumacher earlier. Ben has done 4 stops tonight.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Then maybe that's the plan all along. Let's watch what happens to this gap that he's got at the moment over the next sort of 15,
Still,
so laps.
Yeah, 18 and a bit, 18, 19 seconds. I don't think Kid's gonna really have to push the car now. No. I mean, he's got, what, 21 seconds in his pocket, including the penalty.
Oh, yeah. Colin, sorry. I just saw Colin run it really wide out of turn 9, and yeah, that's another penalty.
Yeah, so I think Kid he knows now he doesn't have to push the car. He can just wind it back in, relax a little bit. And this one now, but I don't. This fight with the Alpine and the Ferrari, it's still not over yet. No, I think that's going to keep going all the way, to be honest. And I think Triz, if they keep fighting, he'll have a final say, I think, possibly as to who gets that podium. But going back to this gaggle of cars here with Lorpe, Saviour, Sanfeo, Colin, Martin, Carl, all just locked together. Not really getting into fighting much with each other, but we can still hope, as I say, there's going to be some nice fireworks towards the end of the race for these guys.
Yeah, probably a little bit of a DRS train going on at the moment, really. But yeah, something will happen at some point for sure.
Choo choo DRS train. Airways looking again at the Alpine. But again, Bobo doesn't have to, like his teammate, Bobo's got a penalty over a rival, so he doesn't have to push the car as much as Martin's made up a fair couple of positions. Another penalty for Colin.
Colin's another one that's usually relatively clean and consistent.
He is.
Pretty sure.
He's normally one of the ones where you don't see him with about 30 seconds worth of penalties. Is he slowing down a little bit? I think he's just let all those cars through. Another change for third place again.
Yeah, but that was really odd. That didn't even look like a DRS move. That just looked like Bobo just seemed to slow.
Well, I wonder if it was letting him have the DRS, but Carl Martin having a fight, very nice clean fight for P9. Martin gets the advantage of the DRS wing. Carl tucks right back in behind the Ferrari. Ben with another 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah, brutal.
I think barring a mistake now, I think that sealed it. I think Dynamite probably got it nailed on now.
Probably just use half the gearbox now.
Yeah, he could just
cruise.
He could probably just stick behind that Red Bull of Schmidt now and just try and DRS off him for a few laps.
Yeah.
But with 22 seconds in his pocket now, I think Ben, as I say, adamant drive from Ben, don't get me wrong, he's gone aggressive, he's gone, right, I'm going to try something here, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, it blows up in my face a little bit, but I still take a P2 out of it.
Yeah.
He can't really fault his night. He's not been afraid to think outside the box here. And Saviour gets up ahead of Lorpe. Lorpe trying to use the DRS to fight back. Carl crawling all over the back of that Ferrari. He's going back up the inside of him, trying to.
Carl's got some pace this evening.
He's showing a good hand tonight. He's gonna be one to watch out for, I think, on Monday.
Yeah. They both just got the move done on airway.
They've been chopping and changing all night.
Yeah.
And I think a certain Middlesbrough maestro may be hoping that Bobo brings his pace on Monday night for Tier 1. And that one, as we see the leader cross the line, start lap 61, 10 to go.
I think Bit got single track momentarily then, but I'm not sure what happened exactly. I think
Kid 3 seconds.
Got a bit wide.
So now we're down to still on 4 cars without a penalty tonight.
Crazy. I'm surprised Kid got one, but then I mean he's done well to only get his first one 10 laps from the end.
Yeah, 61 laps in. I think as well, especially with a race like this, the fatigue for a lot of us is probably going to start setting in now. I think. Again, that's the prime example of it.
Yeah.
Another 12 seconds for saver and penalties. That's not like that's
no,
not
exactly. That's
normal
not
for him.
Saviour's MO.
No, it's not.
I mean, yeah, like you said, you're looking at what, an hour and a half, near enough of racing so far.
Again, we know this, as I say, this is not actual F1. As I say, we're not actual F1 drivers, are we? So these guys, the real guys, do it for a lot longer than we do. So we can,
yeah.
You can applaud it.
Absolutely. I'm not particularly looking forward to when the summer arrives like it did last time, and I find racing then in the chair is brutal. Even with fans on, it just gets incredibly hot.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. It's happened to me on a few occasions where you just sit there just thinking, I can't breathe. I need a rest for a minute.
Yeah.
But I think I did a 100% race years ago in another league. We did, when they had the shorter tracks on the game. We did the Bahrain short because we couldn't get the outer circuit. We did the whole 57 laps around there, and I know it was only stuck about just under a minute per lap. I was dead by the end of it.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Martin gets the Ferrari stopped. But I think the Mercedes is going to have a go at him. Down to turn 3, but is Colin going to have a look as well? Tries to swoop around the outside.
Whilst all that's happening, Bit still putting the thumb screws on single track. Oh, I say that, Colin's just tried to make a move up the inside. Oh,
Bit's gone. Carl's gone round the outside. He's held him off. Nicely driven from Carl.
Great move. Didn't phase him at all then. There was a lot of pressure on some corners where you really don't want a car next to you.
No, not even at the best of times. Oh, it's at the best of times.
Colin seems to be losing out on the straight line speed there. They should have had double DRS, but it really pulled a gap there.
He did, and Colin is going to be under threat from the Aston of Sam Feo. He goes.
And I know we've only got very, very few laps to go, but the clouds have rolled in again, and there's mist over the hills in the background.
Oh, don't be saying that.
Just an observation. Look at that view from Colin's car coming out of turn 8 and 9.
Don't be saying that.
Oh, I missed that. So Bit's got the move done on single track.
up to P9. He's trying to break away.
Yeah. It's closest battle, I think, at the moment, really.
Yeah, Bobo's still within 6/10 of Airways. Is Ben's just going for the record number of stops tonight.
He's in the pit again.
He's in the pits again, yeah.
Yeah, he's putting that last set of softs on. Look.
I know what he's gonna do. He wants.
Lap?
Yeah, I think it's the fastest lap attempt.
Yeah.
Either that, or he's gonna go out there and have a last 6 laps blast around and just have some fun. Because he's dropped down to P5.
I'm gonna stick on board with him for a little while then and see what his sector times end up coming out at. Yeah, I mean he's gonna have next to no fuel on board now. Six to Bobo.
And he's already passed Trez already, and I wonder if he's gonna try and hook up and go.
Definitely not hanging about. Yeah, he's done 5 stops altogether now. It'll be long before he takes that 3rd place.
I think he's going to try and get P2 probably before the end of this.
Yeah.
But is he going to have to...
I was going to tell you, is that doable? Sorry, I can't do the maths for that, certainly not on a Friday night, but with the penalties involved there, if he gets up...
3 seconds.
Or he's up.
Bobo's ahead. Yellow flag, is that the other Haas of Saviour? He's had a bit of a moment.
Let's see, I think I flicked through the car, I couldn't see what was going on at all. Whatever happened was rectified quick.
Just go back quickly
back
to...
past bit. Carl.
And again, Carl gets such a good traction launch out of that corner.
He got past him on the way in and then Bit's practically pushing him out afterwards.
He is.
Yeah, I suppose he's on older tyres.
Again, Carl can hold his head high tonight. He's not pulled his punches tonight.
No, absolutely.
He's kept a lot of people honest.
Ben's just sort of pulling away now from Airways, really. Not surprising.
But again, Bobo's in the position. He's going to take the P2 on the... He's not going to take it on the road, but he's going to take it on penalties.
Yeah, easy done.
We've had one of the Aston Martins go off. Was that Sanfeo,
no.
I believe?
Just saw Bit's okay, but I just saw him drop a few. Off that to Colin by the looks of it. But yeah, RSM, Maffeo, whatever way we're calling him.
The man of many names, we'll call him.
Fine. So there's the fastest lap then. Can't see that being topped at the moment.
No, especially not with everyone on the worn-out tyres. Bobo up the inside of the Ferrari. And again, last couple of laps now as we're on to the meme funny lap. Kid just out in front, just looking absolutely serene. Really not put a foot wrong all race, has he?
I think driver of the day today's got to be Kid. I want to give Ben a massive shout. Obviously, I think he's made up like 10, 11 positions or something along those. I said, look, made up 11 positions from the start.
Yeah,
So,
definitely, especially with the 5 pit stops he's had to do. Well, yeah. I was going to say had to have done. I mean, he's chosen to do.
I mean, if you're kid, you're going to be feeling pretty pleased with your racing, your performance and everything. But then when you look at the directors' stuff after the race and you feel those pit stops and the fact that he was still just behind you, having started 11 positions back, it can make you a bit less chuffed with yourself.
What?
Yeah, I'm torn now between those two. To be honest, because both of them are putting incredible performances.
I think a certain ex-teammate of both of us has had a few too many at the minute. Don't have a look at the chat.
Really?
Yeah, Hodgie's piped up. I thought I could hear a howl coming from the shores of Middlesbrough. How are you doing, Hodgie? You okay?
Just a couple. Just a couple.
There's a surprise.
Really?
Bobo's pitted. He was on for a net P2. Oh, P2 or P3. Why is he pitted now? He's going for fastest lap as well, isn't he?
Oh, it's a bit risky.
He sacrificed the podium. He's all good. Well, you could have joined us a little bit earlier in the race, Hodgie.
That's a very, very strange move.
It is, especially for Bobo. He had the podium.
I was going to say I've wrote a few names down at the beginning, but he's not in the top 3 in the championship standings at the moment. So this would have been an ideal moment to take that podium.
Yeah,
points.
He's just got home apparently. Convenient timing, Hodgie. You get home on the last lap for us. That's as we'll follow the leader around the last lap.
Yeah, you want to watch the entire stream tonight, Hodge, because it's been a cracking race. Great
your Williams teammate's done well, but unfortunately he decides to bring the pit crew with him a lot. The pit strategy along with him, and decide to pit on the last lap. But as Kid rounds the final corner to take a very imperious win on this, pretty much dominated the race. Kid finishes P1 on that.
A lot of jumbling around now.
Yes, as Ben, words cannot describe how well he's done tonight.
Yeah, but I mean, him and Kid both, on their own merits, have performed incredible races tonight.
Yeah, they can both hold their heads up very well, as Airways takes a very nice podium in P3.
And it looks like, to be honest,
Armar P4, he could be happy with that.
Oh, I think Bobo is going to steal the fastest lap.
Lorpy P6, Saviour comes across the line P7.
Oh, Bobo didn't get fastest lap.
I was going to say, it didn't flash up. Bobo does take the P7 from the penalties situation.
Oh,
Saviour
okay.
Carl takes P8. Martin P9.
Excellent.
Saviour's dropped down off the penalties. And Sam Feo is the last finisher.
Oh, Carl will be happy with that, surely. That's a good result.
Oh, yeah, he'll be absolutely over the moon with that. Ran a very clean race.
Yeah, solid performance tonight.
So, driver of the day. Who are we giving it to, and who are we splitting it with?
Well, I was splitting it between Ben, obviously, and yeah.
Shall we say the top two?
Yeah, I'm torn between the top two. I can't really split the two.
Shall we give it to both of them?
Yeah, I'll be happy with that.
As a fair. Let's give it to both of them. I feel
well deserved.
Yeah, for very different reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, 2 great races, 2 great performances there.
Oh yeah, they can both hold their heads up high. with a fantastic
And look,
job. Well done.
The rain did come back, look.
It did. I think someone was listening to the Sound of Music soundtrack a little bit too loudly towards the end of that. But it doesn't do the glitch this time. It happens on Mondays. So your final results for tonight is Kid Dynamite with the win. Ben takes P2, Airways P3, Armour P4, Triz P5, Lorpy P6. Bobo in 7th, Carl in 8th, Single Track in 9th, Sam Feo in 10th, Saviour in 11th, then Colin 12, G-Star Smith 13, G-Star 14, and Wookie in last. Unfortunately, was the only DNF of the race. So that is the action done for Friday. Thank you, Mr. Soze, for joining me again, as always.
No problem, no problem. Been a great night, been great company. Thank you for some great comments.
No worries. But if that's whetted your appetite for more racing action, I will happily direct you to Monday night, because Monday night is the kickoff for the tier races, where we have tier 2 leading us off at 7 o'clock with there's these two guys who drive the Aston Martin car, Steve. I think they're racing on that night. I can't remember their names. Can you?
Not too sure off the top of my head. Mad, Morn, something like that for one of them.
Is it Soze, I think, is in the other one, I think, is it?
Yeah, possibly. Sizey, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be both of ourselves in the Aston Martin cars, hopefully getting some more points in Tier 2. And then 8:45 on Monday is the Tier 1 boys kicking off. But then you have the Tier 3 boys leading off at 7 on the Wednesday night, with X-treme following at the same time as Tier 1 at 8:45. And X will be back next week, same time. And I believe, where are we racing at for X for next week? I have a quick scan of the calendar. Oh, we're at a classic, the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Absolute gem of a track.
Absolutely, get those wet weather setups ready.
But again, Steve, thank you very much for joining me for this one.
No worries. Have a good weekend to yourself and everyone watching.
Thank you. No worries, and we'll see you again for the race on Monday for tier 2 at 7 o'clock. Take care, everybody, and have a nice night.